Hey everyone, Villager here. Hold on. Crap, it's raining. Never mind. I still gonna have to go for a jog. So I was gonna... Alright, so... I was gonna go for a light jog, but, can't really record. And I could record, but it'll get my phone all wet, and I don't really want to risk that. Because it is currently raining now. It's like 2 a.m. Sorry, I'm out of breath already. God. I was desperately trying to find my shoes. So I could go for a jog. Well, the street lights are still on. I normally go for a jog around midnight, believe it or not, but I can't go for a dang jog now. Because I really wanted to record it. I recorded a light walk, I should say, not really a jog, because I can't go jogging with a phone. We'll be all over like, you know what I mean? It's raining now. Now I'm sad. I'll still go for a jog after I finish recording. Maybe I'll go for a jog and then pick it back up when I come back. It's not really raining, it's just sprinkling, and I don't really have a cover for my phone or anything, so if it gets wet, it gets wet. Simply put. Also, good sized water. In a mango orange juice beverage blend from Concentrate. Concentrate. Anyways. Sorry, that was a quote. Yeah, so I was gonna make this video and kind of just vlog, but guess not. I guess I'll just sit down and do it. Because why the heck not? So for anyone who's not aware of the Figment lawsuit that's going off, it's been targeted by multiple kickfickers, as I call them, basically people who support hashtag kickfic, on Twitter. It has been targeted by them. And I think it's so stupid that they're getting so desperate now. Let me take this off. There we go. They're getting so desperate with their claims. There was... Hold on, who was it? Let me check. I don't want to get the video up right now. I have to watch it to find out who it was. But, actually, I could probably just go check the tweet. I don't know if it's still... Let me check my Twitter. It may have been the last thing I had up on Twitter. If it is, then I'll be able to find it pretty quickly. No. Not you. Shush. There we go. My phone's so cracked now that, the, window button, or the thing that shows you all the pages you open, it doesn't exactly, work. You have to, slide upwards on it rather than tap it like you used to. It was not the last thing I had opened. Last thing I had opened was one of Monica Rail's tweets, though. Which has nothing to do with the video thing. Which, by the way, I want to point out, Monica Rial, I have nothing against her. I get a bit heated in these kinds of videos where I talk about what she does, but overall, it has nothing to do with her. It's just, I don't like how she's approaching lots of things. Recently, she's been much more mature about it, much more professional. But there are some things that get a bit frustrating. And most of the things that I get frustrated about now are basically her replies towards people. Not even just posting about it, but her replying to people who are asking her about it. Which, people should let it go. She's not even bringing it up anymore, but people are still having trouble with it. So, just, that's on both sides at this point. People are harassing her at this point. They are, but I don't agree with the fact that she thinks everyone is harassing her. Not everyone is. For crying out loud, I went on her Twitter. Let me actually pull that tweet up, because I have it still in my mentions, because I kept replying back and forth with one of her friends. I'm not going to mention who they are, who the friend was, but I have... Is it this one or my other one? I have 2 Twitter pages, so let me check and see which one it was. I think it's this one. Oh, someone liked my reply. Okay. Great. It was a few weeks ago. Hold on. Wait a minute. Was my other account? Must have been my other account. Okay, hold on. I had my other one open already. Okay, hold on. Okay. So, notifications, scroll down. Scroll down. Where was it? It was recent, so why the heck is it so far down on my thing? I could just go to mentions, that would probably make it shorter. There we go. Alright, so this tweet right here. So basically Monica made a post saying, come and see me and at Mike Fritz art hashtag SoccerCon this weekend. Someone decided to post a bit of a very disrespectful meme saying this is fine, and it's this picture right here. If you guys can't, can you see it? I'll have to figure out a way to put it on screen. Basically, it's Mrs. Rontoy 2020, and it's Rontoy, who is Monica Rial's fiance, living in a cardboard box. Now, this is a reference to the lawsuit that's going on, where they will be charged quite a hefty fine, and hate to tell you, but it's still not an okay meme. It's still really rude because they will lose their house if they can't afford it. They won't be able to get married, which is pretty big for someone who they were literally planning to get married this next year. But then someone responds with, Vic's lawsuit has zero chance of succeeding. Stop being delusional and supporting sex predators. And I respond with, what the heck? Why is that? Oh, because they're out of order. I go, the legality would disagree. I took basic law courses online, which I did. For anyone who's not aware, I did take basic law courses online. And it's considered slander to accuse someone on a public forum of illegal actions without proof. In a court of law, a testimony isn't enough to win. Slander is illegal, even if it's true. No verified evidence means no case. I also stated, Vic has evidence of slander via tweets on this public forum. He has actual evidence of a crime, in parentheses slander. Monica does not have any proof. I'm not on either side. I'm just stating what I learned in my course. I'm a fan of Monica, but it doesn't change the legal situation. And I am still a fan of Monica. Of course, seeing some of this kind of gets me upset. People are just kind of not really caring about anything like this. But then someone also responded to the same post, not on mine, but like on the Vic not having zero chance of winning. This person goes, "Oh, sweet cheeks, it's pretty obvious who's going to lose this case," which should say lose, but it says loose. And Monica says, this coming from someone who can't even spell lose. Laughing crying emoji. And I responded to that kind of harshly, to be honest. I mean, not really harshly. It was pretty professional in my opinion. Did my tweet get deleted? Oh, Monica, you bitch. Did you delete my tweet? I think you did. I'll have to go find it then. Let me go to my own tweets, my own retweets. Hold on, I gotta find mine. Here we go. I stated, you've made typos in your life, correct? Please don't use a misspelled word to determine someone's value. Things are getting out of hand with people's hostility. You may have put an emoji in it, but it's still an insult. Love ya, but try to stay professional. I do hope it works out. And then the person who I was talking about, who I actually have a lot of respect for because they are very kind about it and they state a couple things I'm going to say later. Mike Fritz, I am going to say their name, I guess, because it is important. They are an artist who is going to be at the convention, like I said, with her. I have nothing against Monica or anyone who follows her, but I cannot support people's hostile responses and remarks towards people, especially not if they're people who are doing nothing wrong to you. He says, I think it's a fair and professional enough of a response to someone hoping she loses her home. Which, if you guys didn't know, the box house thingy was basically someone supporting the idea that she'll lose her home. Which is a bit harsh of someone to say. And I can't support that meme because it's just rude. And I stated, Vic lost everything and he never made a rude remark. He's keeping it professional. In voice acting or any profession, you keep your image professional by not acting rude or harsh no matter what the circumstances. Vic knows that, and he took the most fire from this. Sorry, but it's true. And I haven't even seen this one yet. I'm going to say this person's name, Rockin' Sun. Vic being unprofessional is what started all this, and that's taking Monica out of the equation. No, it's not taking Monica out of the equation because I don't care about Monica being hostile towards Vic, which actually I'm going to reply to that right now. Hold on, I got to pause the recording for this. Alright, so I'm back. So, I said two things. I'm referring to replies many people made. Okay, by the way, let me reiterate. This person said, Vic being unprofessional is what started all this, and that's taking Monica out of the equation. I stated, I'm referring to replies many people made on this side. Vic has never accused anyone of anything illegal without providing evidence. As stated above, I am well versed in law and no valid evidence has been provided on this side. Vic has apologized for anyone he's unintentionally offended. However, this side has only made harsh and hostile comments towards Vic's side. I have found no reason to get involved on only one... I can't read my phone, hold on. On only one side, as I support both parties involved. I just choose to state the facts that will impact the legal case itself. That's something I don't think a lot of people realize, is I'm not trying to make these comments just to be a dick. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to state the actual facts about this. I wasn't being biased in this either. I'm just literally stating these are the things that are true. These are the details that matter. However, I will admit, when she was choosing to identify someone's value through a typo, I did get a bit offended by that. And I did respond with, You've made typos in your life, correct? Please don't use a misspelled word to determine someone's value. Like, it's not harsh, but that is biased because it is me defending someone. Like, you can't really defend someone when there's really, like, no case to go off of. Like, the Vic Mignogna situation is as an actual, like, court case and everything. Someone's value cannot be determined by a freaking typo. So, like, it's not really biased, but it's not a factual thing. It's not an opinionated thing. It's just kind of in the middle. You know what I mean? It's not something that really has either side of it. I don't know what those are called, though. So anyways, that's something I wanted to state. And then later on... Wait, where are all my other ones? I had to actually delete a lot more of mine. That's a bit offensive, to be honest. I love how someone was just like, well, to be fair, if the second O was dropped, it would be the correct spelling. It would, but Monica kind of doesn't care about that, to be honest. She just was using it as a defensive measure. And one of the other tweets that she deleted, which I actually don't know where it is, because I think I may have deleted it myself, was basically me talking about how when you're going to make these kind of comments, so I may have said something that was not factually correct and I wanted to go research it first. Actually, no, I don't even think I finished the tweet first. Because I didn't exactly finish researching it beforehand, and I never came back to it. Was when you make comments based off someone's misspelled word or some sort of mistake that someone has made as a defensive maneuver, as a way to defend yourself or to shy away from the situation, that is a psychological defense. For anyone who's not aware, I love researching psychology in my free time. It's something I enjoy. I do love looking into how the brain makes the body react or how the brain itself works. And it's really fascinating to me. But this is one of the things I learned is when you're deflecting like this, it's not really deflecting like the normal sense of deflecting where you'll deflect it onto someone else for blame. No, instead you'll deflect the scenario into a separate category. In other words, the comments, instead of focusing on hating her, now we're focusing on her hating her comment towards judging someone's misspelled word. And that actually worked because now people aren't even judging her about, oh, you're going to a convention, which a lot of people were beforehand. As soon as she made that response, people tried to shy away. They tried to go and talk about her judging someone for misspelling a word, which I don't know if that's a better thing to have judged for, because honestly, you're not doing anything wrong by stating you're going to be at a convention. Like, God forbid you get like you post you're going to be on a convention. Like that's I don't have a problem with that. People will still target you because that's the internet. But yeah, so like that was something I really just didn't find very happy about. I wasn't very happy about was that she uses that kind of defensive maneuver normally is proof that someone is guilty. It's not proof, but it's support. It's evidence that person is guilty. And that's something I find really just interesting to me because the brain itself works in many interesting ways. When you are in a defensive scenario that you are in the wrong in, or your brain knows that, oh, I'm not going to win this because normally it's because I'm in the wrong, or sometimes it's just be like, and I will admit, sometimes if you know you're in the wrong scenario, or you know that you're in a scenario where you're being accused of something, or you're in the scenario where you're being on the defensive, and you're being attacked by people, but you know there's no other way to go, your brain will jump to those kind of conclusions in the same way as it would if you were actually guilty. So that is one interesting thing, is it's hard to decipher whether or not your brain is just like surrendering or admitting it's guilty. That is the one thing, because it does depend on the person and the brain type for that. Which, by the way, brain type is something I say it's not actually the term for it, I don't think. It is basically the format of thought processes you have. So basically the way you think, there are similar people who will think in certain ways. Every brain is unique, but some people will have similar thought processes. So you'll have some people who will react one way and other people who react another way, but there's always more than one person who reacts in that way. That's why I say that. And normally, if they react that way once, they will react that way again. Subconsciously, at least. So they won't do it if they're thinking about it, like, okay, how should I react to this kind of thing? It's more of like a spur-of-the-moment thing. It's kind of like a sudden reaction kind of thing. But yeah, that's the type of deflection that I actually learned. Anyway, so this person named Mike Fritz, I actually have a lot of respect for them, because I want to read what we've been messaging each other about. When I was making my tweets, he was one of the people who kind of came back at me and was like, well, this isn't right because she's losing her house because of this. And I go, okay, well, basically, I'm not stating that she's in the wrong, I'm just stating these are the facts of the court case. And then he liked one of my tweets, so I went and followed him because why not? I mean, he's a really cool artist. He does have a lot of cool work that he does at conventions and all that. So, but I basically messaged him saying, because we followed each other, and I said, I didn't mean to sound rude. I'm not sure if it came across like that. I was only stating the facts. I am a huge fan of Monica's work, so I'm neutral on this case. That's the case. So I know who's going to win it, and I support that side. But I also support the people who are on the other side. Well, Monica, at least. I do support her as a person. There are some people who I don't support because they've shown no reason to support them. Monica has been a very talented voice actress in the past. She has been, not in the past, she still is a very talented voice actress. She's done a lot that has helped me through certain parts of my life, just like Vic has. Therefore, I cannot say that I'm only on Vic's side, because I do still support her. But I don't support her actions. That's the only difference. Monica's work, so I'm a neutral on this case itself. However, the hostility on Monica's side is frustrating. It has the dash in between because it got cut off in the mid-sentence. Frustrating for me because it is directed towards her followers. Fans or not, it is not alright to be insulting on social media platforms. I understand things happen, but she should be more professional. I still love her, but I cannot support her actions. And he states, I appreciate people like you. Being neutral is perfectly fine. Fine always. Even if you didn't like her, I respect that you are the type that wouldn't attack her. And I wouldn't. I have not attacked her in the slightest on Twitter. I haven't even commented on most of her stuff unless it's like towards people who are commenting at her or commenting about her stuff, saying, "Oh well, this isn't true," or "This isn't gonna work." I then come in and say what I know. If I'm aware of the scenario, like with this case, I will bring up information that is crucial to that case, stating, "Well, you're either right or you're wrong." Sometimes they're even right about it. Like some things about certain accusations towards Monica are false. There are people who will make up false accusations towards her now because now she's on the defensive side. The table's turned, and now she's the one defending herself, rather than Vic defending himself. So now people are making accusations towards the Keek Vickers. So yeah, now there's some people who I will respond to tell them this is the true side of things. This is the logical side of things, how things will almost 100% likely go. And if you don't agree with it, then that's your own choice. But these are the facts. These are not opinions. I don't put my own opinions in there unless it's someone basically asking me, "Well, what do you have wrong with, or what do you have against this person?" And I'll go, "I have nothing wrong with them. However, I cannot support their action." That's my opinion. But I only do that if someone asks me or basically mentions my own opinionated statements. Like I'll even say, "I have no opinion towards this." I'm not going to say that on social media, and I've said that towards certain people in the past. On a person named Mars Girl. She has been involved in the Vic case quite a bit. But to be honest, like, I honestly haven't really cared about her stuff because she's just attacking Vic supporters in the first place. She's just attacking them. Monica has backed off. She is now making positive tweets that are more about keeping your positivity during the day, which I can completely support. People are still attacking even those tweets though, and that's something I don't agree with because I don't attack people on Twitter. It's just not right. Being neutral is completely fine. I respect that you are the type that wouldn't attack her. I like to chime in to time as she is a... Sorry, there was two as's then, confused me. My brain is not working right now. It's 2:30 a.m. As she is a friend, and I like to show my support. Thanks for reaching out, man. I appreciate it. And I go, I appreciate the understanding. To be honest, it's hard seeing either party suffer from the whole thing. Whether or not one side is in the wrong, it's still hard to see two of my childhood heroes in the situation. And he replies, I hope the best for both. And I go, thank you. Also, I appreciate that you don't attack the other party, at least from what I've seen. You support your friend, but you don't attack Vic or Vic's supporters. I find people who attack in honor of someone or not, harder to deal with than people who just support their side without hostility. I enjoy speaking with those kinds of people because they are doing the right thing. So thank you. And he goes, agreed, thank you. So definitely, if you guys are on Twitter, go follow at Mike Fritz Art. Amazing guy. Fritz is with a Z, not an S. So, like, he's a cool guy. He supports Monica, which I'm fine with. I don't care who you support. But you guys making false claims is a different story. Like, if you want to go and make false claims on the internet, go ahead, but don't expect my support. As well as many other people similar to me, because there are lots of people like me on the internet. But for the most part, like, this whole situation has just gotten me a bit frustrated. But then there's also people on the internet who are just targeting people. They are targeting YouTubers who talk about this stuff. They're targeting people who support one side or the other. And that's kind of what I was hoping to talk about in this. It's just that people are being so hostile. And I don't feel like that's a good thing for the anime community to do. Like, we all have our sides of things. We all support different sides. Like, that's just the human race in general. We all support different things. Some people support gay marriage, some people don't. I honestly support gay marriage because I am bisexual. But at the other time, other people don't. And that's fine. People were brought up that way. Go ahead. Support whatever you want. I cannot judge you for that. It's just how it is. However, if someone wants to judge me for being... Or, not really me. I don't actually care if people judge me. But if someone wants to judge those people and verbally say so, that's when I draw the line. People can have whatever opinions they want. But acting on those opinions or perspective is where it becomes a bit of the moral gray area where you're not really supposed to go that far. At least if it's hostile. If you say, well, I don't exactly support it, voicing your opinion, but people go do whatever they want. And you're not saying that they're wrong or like they should be fired or they should be killed on sight. Like a lot of people do that, believe it or not, on Twitter. Hate it. Go get a life, people. If you're gonna do those death things, like no one cares about your stupid. Oh, they should die. They should go burn in hell. Like, guys, you don't have authority over hell. If you did, the whole world would be burning in hell. Just gonna point that out now. But like people are just too hostile about it. But you can have whatever opinions you want. You can voice them. I don't care. But do not voice it in a hostile manner, stating that the other person is in the wrong when it's an opinionated thing. Lots of people will support both sides. That's how it is. Each side will have its own supporters and own followers. It'll have people who are neutral, like yours truly. I support the winning side because they're going to win. That's simply how it is. In court, Monica's side will not hold up. Vic's side will reign supreme. That's just the facts of it. But when it comes to the person itself who I am supporting, I support both sides. Honestly, at one point, I was being a bit hostile towards Monica on my channel, and I didn't mean for it to come across as that, but to be honest, I was more upset that she was attacking her followers and her fans, as well as making very harsh tweets towards people, especially towards Vic, who, I will admit, after a while, she sort of started to die down, and she started to kind of be like, okay, yeah, this isn't cool, I should back off. I should kind of, like, stop being like that kind of person. And nowadays she still has those moments where she'll comment on someone's response towards her and be like, not cool, like fuck you, like in a playful way, as I call it, playful way, where she'll put like an emoji at the end. It's not really okay, but it's like she'll have those moments, which honestly, knowing her, she is a bit vocal about things that she's passionate about. She's that kind of person. She talks about what she supports and what she doesn't, simply that. And sometimes it's not in the best way, but I'm not the only person who is well aware that that's just part of life. People will have those kinds of personalities. It's just, everyone has their own personality. It's fine. But I want to point out that her hostility towards people was pretty bad. Nowadays, it's definitely improved. Her accusations towards people, her telling them that she's going to file lawsuits against them for harassment, which honestly, I'm glad never happened because she would lose even more money from this. And yes, I am glad that she's not losing more money from this. Because as I've stated, I did love her works in the past. I still do. It's hard for me to see her characters the same as I did because of the ways I've seen her treat her fans, and the brain kind of mixes the two together. I know that the voice actors and voice actresses are not their characters, but it's hard for me to separate the two when this is a huge thing going on right now in the world, and it's specifically American, because they are American voice actors, or English voice actors, I should say. But like this whole thing is just it's stressful to everyone. Both sides are getting a bit perturbed at the other. Both sides are still kicking and fighting and dragging and screaming. You know what I mean? They're all like they're still attacking each other. They're still fighting back, and that's fine. That's how these things are gonna go. Especially when they have such a large following right now. Like, I don't know how many people are tweeting on either side, but it's several thousand people on each side. Like hundreds of thousands, most likely, at least. So, and that's just on Twitter, too. There's a lot of people who support it, a lot of people who don't, and then there's a lot of people who are just, like, neutral and don't care. Or just don't comment on it. And that's, honestly, if my personality allowed it, I would most likely just not comment on it. But for some reason, the logical side of my brain, which is the dominant side of me, believe it or not, I don't really know if it's the right brain, left brain kind of thing. It's more just like my personality when it comes to online turns into the logical side of me, where in real life it's more of the creative side of me. I don't think it has anything to do with the right brain, left brain thing. It doesn't have anything to do with which side is which. But it has to do with who I am as a person and how I respond to things, basically. When I'm responding to someone being kind of judgmental and kind of just rude, that's when I take the logical side of things when I'm typing. In real life, I don't really have the ability to type it out. I kind of just have to say it and then take the punishment for what I say. That's why when I type, I'm much more mature about it. I do think of what I'm writing and I'm able to delete it if I need to. And I don't sound as harsh or as biased or whatever And some people will still see it as that, because in these cases, there's people who will just jump to a conclusion as being like, oh, you're supporting Vic, you suck, you're attacking Monica. I'm like, no, I'm not attacking either side. Sorry, I hiccuped for a second. I'm attacking people who are attacking other people, and I'm not even attacking them. I'm just putting my 2 cents in there when they bring me into it. So in other words, if people are attacking other people, I'll put down my own biased opinion. And by that I mean I'll literally just step in and say, dude, back off. You're not making things any better. I won't say, oh, well, you're a piece of trash. You should stop commenting on people's posts for only making them feel bad. No, I don't do that. Because, yeah, you're acting like complete human garbage, as the internet would call it, but I don't say that to people. I don't tell them, oh, you should back off because you're only making yourself look like an asshole. No, I don't do that. In real life, I will admit, sometimes if I get a bit too passionate about something, as you've seen on my channel, I go off on a huge rant about things. And that's because I don't have the opportunity to stop and think. My brain is always racing, which is why on the internet I'm much more logical. I'm much more calm, collected, and professional about it. When it comes to real life videos, I'm all over the place because I can't write it out. I can't think before I act. That's just my brain. It's my brain process. Probably my ADHD too. Who knows? Most likely. But yeah, I wanted to kind of cover this because it is very important to me that people are on both sides are still kicking back and forth, and Vic Mignogna's side is going to win. There is no debating that. Any person who is a lawyer or anyone who has any knowledge of actual law, whether or not they admit it or not, they know that this is going to go one way. There is no separate route it's going to take. Vic's side, I will admit, the amount Vic is currently going after, which is over $1 million, may be pushing it. I'm not sure if he'll be granted that part of his case, but But it's obvious that his side will reign supreme in this. His side will win this case. The amount they're asking for, once again, it may not be $1 million. It could be, to be honest, because the amount of claims that have been made towards him all add up. Each individual claim does add up. So he'll be collectively getting over $1 million for the most part. And honestly, Funimation and all the people on the Kick Figures side, there are thousands of people who have made harassment claims towards him, or claims that basically have been considered slander. They have ruined his career. They have ruined his appearance. They have ruined his professional image. And that honestly that's a pretty hefty price, especially with so many people doing it. Thousands of people literally doing the hashtag KickVic every couple days not nowadays, but when this whole thing was going on, there were thousands of KickVic tweets going out daily. Probably even more, every 12 hours. So that's a lot of people who are going to be included in this case. And I honestly don't know if he's going to include everyone in it, because to be honest, there's just too many to cover. Anyone who may have stated things that may go towards his side being, or his appearance being harmed, or his image being harmed as a voice actor, as a professional voice actor, they might be included in this whole lawsuit. But overall, I'm pretty sure the voice actors themselves, voice actresses, will be the ones held responsible for most of it, as well as Funimation and maybe a few other smaller people. There's a few people who are Reddit moderators who will be probably involved in this, because they were accusing him of stuff, and there were a couple fans who were, people who went to conventions and saw him. I'm sorry if I referred to you as a fan, because you stated, oh, well, he harassed me. I'm not a fan of him. I met him and he touched me inappropriately. Guys, shut up. So, people who were making actual claims that he did something wrong to them, or people who shared information saying that he was doing something inappropriate, stating that he specifically did it. Yeah, that's going to drag you into this case, definitely. But if you're just doing hashtag GeekVic and you don't really support, you don't provide any information saying that, oh, well, Vic is wrong, or Vic did this specific action, even if you're just retweeting something, retweeting, there we go, I can't speak. Even if you're just retweeting someone's post, if it has information on it saying that he was guilty, for certain reasons with evidence or whatever, like just claims that he did something, that's still considered slander even if you aren't specifically saying it, because you are retweeting that. Therefore, you are also claiming the same thing. Unless you specifically state this is insane or this is stupid. That's a different story. But if you're just retweeting it without any info on that retweet, you are actually still basically supporting that and stating that he was doing something that he really wasn't. And like I said, I don't support either side, to be honest. I support both people. I don't support both sides because there's really no supporting either side. It's obvious that whoever I support in this case, for the case itself, will not matter. Because Vic's side is going to win. I honestly normally root for the underdog, but there is absolutely no way that this case will win in Monica or any other voice actor's favor. So I'm sorry, but factually there is no way it could win on the other side. Vic's side is the only side that could win from this. And I want to go over all the evidence that has been collected over the past 4 months now. I think it's been over 4 months since this whole thing started. It was like almost halfway. It was slightly after halfway through RWBY Volume 6 is when this whole thing started. So it's been quite a while. It's been months, and there's been quite a lot of evidence on both sides that's been gathered up. The evidence on one side has been proven falsified by multiple people, and honestly has been is now being used as evidence against the people who made those original claims, because that is what slander is. Basically, by providing false evidence, you are now providing evidence for the other side towards you. That's kind of how that works. So, for the most part, the same evidence would probably be the same, like, tweets or, like, info people give out. But yeah, I'll probably go, maybe, like, when this whole court case takes place, or, like, is taking place, I'll make a quick video on, like, all the evidence that's been collected. But I do want to cover the actual facts of it with the documents on screen and everything, because it is important. And I mean, I haven't really like shown much evidence that supports what I've seen. I've talked about it, but I've never actually shown the documents on screen, and I want to do that. The issue is there's been so much to talk about, and I tend to go on tangents, so I can't really prepare for it, because I just kind of bring stuff up out of nowhere without being, and I'm just like, crap, I forgot to add that into a picture kind of thing. Like, there's no way I could involve everything in a picture. But after this whole thing, I can probably collect every bit of evidence I can find, because I've had quite a bit saved up in my screenshots. The issue is, I'm not going to sort through them. I may do an organized video where I put them in order, write down notes, and talk about it in a aligned format. Or like in a like linear format, so everything is like smooth and doesn't go on a tangent like always. So I will probably do that eventually. I'm not sure when, because I don't know. To be honest, this is not the only court case that Vic will be going to court for, most likely. Because this one is mainly prioritizing the larger people on the Kick Vic side, like Monica Rial, Mars Girl, Ron Toy, Funimation. There are a few other voice actors and voice actresses. There were a few people there were people all over the place, but for the most part, most of the Kick Vickers will not be included in this court case, because that'll most likely be for a separate claim and a separate reasoning with separate evidence. Because if you guys haven't seen, there was stacks and stacks of tweets, literal tweets, that Vic's lawyer had to print out. Sorry, I don't remember his name. I know the lawyer's name, I just can't remember it right now. As the evidence that they'll have to provide, because they have to have evidence, so in order to provide it, they have to print it out. But there are stacks of tweets from all different people all over the internet, and it was just from Twitter, like, just Twitter. And people were getting offended because they're like, oh, those tweets are just fake. Like, those can't be real. They're real, guys. They're real. And these stacks of tweets were, like, multiple different stacks for each individual person. And some stacks were thicker, some stacks were thinner. But each stack was multiple tweets. Like, these stacks had multiple pieces of evidence, which means that a lot of the Kick Vickers only have one piece of evidence. Like, they have one thing that will lead towards the case. Therefore, they're not going to add that in this one because there are already so many that people have, like, that other people have made that, like, in this case, let's go to the Monica Real side. Monica Real has made many claims towards Vic, or many Kick Vic statements supporting the Kick Vic side that will be used in this court case. It sucks, but it's true. Her stack was quite large. Mars Girl had the largest, I think, out of most of them, from what I can tell. It's hard to read the names on them or the actual tweets, but I actually recognized one of Monica's tweets from a distance, just because of the sizing of the spacing of everything. And it was a tweet I actually had to look into, so I had seen the tweet multiple times. And it was like the spacing of it, the lining of it, not the lining of it, there was a space in between things. And then there was also the fact that, honestly, Monica is one of the biggest contributors towards the Kick Vic side. Like I said, it sucks, but it's true. But overall, like, these stacks had multiple things per person. So it's not exactly simple enough to say, like, this will be the only court case, or there will be another one, because I don't exactly know. I don't know if he's going to bring the Kick Vicers into this altogether. Sorry, everyone. But I know for a fact people who have provided evidence towards the Kick Vic side will be held accountable. So yeah. And I feel like this whole side of Vic Mignogna's side still being attacked and stated that, oh, he's not going through with it. Guys, there's an official document that's been released to the public stating he's going to court. It's an official document. You can't fake those on social media, because if you do, you'll be arrested. And let's just say Vic would have already been arrested. Because it's an official document. You cannot forge those. So, I mean, you could fill them out and then send them to the whole system, through the whole system, but if you don't, I mean, maybe you could falsify them if you just say, oh, well, we're doing this, and you never submit it. That could happen, but I'm pretty sure Vic has hired a lawyer. That has been confirmed. And if Vic has hired a lawyer, and a statement has been given out saying these are what we expect from this court case, this is what the plaintiff, or Vic Mignogna, demands, and this is what the plaintiff has as evidence to support his case, I can guarantee there's going to be a freaking court case, guys. Vic wouldn't have hired a lawyer if he wasn't going to go through with it, and it's been confirmed that he's hired a lawyer. Whether or not the actual documents that have been released are true or not, which I know they are, because there's no point of him falsifying it if he's obviously going through with it. The lawyer itself, hiring a lawyer or a legal team in general, will guarantee that something is going to happen. So, just putting that out there. So if anyone doesn't think this is happening, I recommend you go check out the internet, because I can guarantee you're an idiot. And by that I just mean, go freaking look up something smart rather than making stupid remarks on the internet saying, oh, this is still fake. Oh, I don't believe he'll go through with it. He's going through with it, guys. He's going through with it. And honestly, I'm glad, because his whole career was shut down and basically turned into a pile of poo. And that's because of all the accusations that people had thrown at him. Why they throw those accusations, I still don't understand. Why so many people would throw hate towards him, I will never know. He's a good guy. I don't see why anyone would hate him. They may not like his characters. It doesn't mean you should hate the guy. I mean, I honestly can never judge anyone. I can never say, oh, well, this guy sucks. I can judge his actions. I can be like, oh, well, his actions were stupid. He was an idiot. He did one of the worst things he possibly could. Won't change my opinion of the person himself. The person himself is a human. Or herself. Himself or herself. Whoever you're talking about. Is a human. Their worth is the same. Their actions' worth, not exactly true. But the person himself should never be hated. Never be targeted like this. And I don't feel like anyone should ever be targeted at all. But the internet thinks otherwise, so yeah. A bit frustrating for me. I just don't understand it. That's basically the only reason why I'm frustrated by it. The most frustrating part of this is that I don't understand why people are doing this. It's not even the actions themselves. It's the feeling of being like, why the hell would people do this? Like, not knowing what the point of this whole thing is. Like, I know it's so that Vic gets shut down, so that Vic gets in trouble for all this and gets his whole career shut down. But why? What is your reasoning for doing that? Why would you target him? If you hate him, why do you hate him? Like, that's what I want to know, and that's what confuses me, and that's what makes this whole situation the most frustrating for me. The fact that people would betray him, people who he even trusted and had worked with and felt very close to, and had even hung out with at cafes and all that, and had fun times with, played games with, all that stuff. Why would you target him and betray him like that? I don't see a reason behind it. Some people were doing it because they wanted one of his roles in an anime. Like, that's kind of just voice acting in general. There's cutthroat people in any sort of career or any sort of profession. There's always someone who will, if they're next in line or they could possibly get your role, they'll throw you under the bus. That's just simply true. Any profession, there's always other people out there in any profession. But when it comes to targeting them for like this stuff, what is the motive behind it? Like, why would you do it? Like, explain it. And that's the thing that, God, I keep going in a rant. That's just basically why I hate this whole thing, is because I just don't understand it. And that's like the most helpless thing ever for me. The worst feeling I ever have had to experience is the feeling of being helpless. Helpless to understand something, or helpless to help someone. Honestly, for me, that's the most, like, horrible feeling emotion you can have. Horrible feeling most horrible feeling. But like, just, I don't like that feeling. It's the worst thing. I can handle being sad or depressed, but being helpless is where I kind of just like, I hate it. I don't like it. It's the worst thing for me ever. And that's also why, like, I always try and help people. I always try and help people if I can, and even if I can't, then I feel horrible. Like, I try and be there, even if I'm not able to help them all the way through, I want to be there for them and let them know that they can rely on me. Because some people they're afraid to ask, or they just can't ask. They just don't feel like, oh, I can rely on someone. I want them to rely on me. I want to be able to help them. But sometimes you are helpless in that situation. You just feel like, well, I've offered, but they still won't come to me. And you can't force someone to talk, but the feeling of being helpless to help someone or to figure something out is what I hate. It just drives my mind crazy. Makes my stomach actually sick just thinking about it. So I've had multiple scenarios where I've actually lost friends to suicidal tendencies, and I had tried helping them kind of improve upon coping with everything, and ended up still losing them in the long run. And it is a hopeless feeling you get when you know that you tried, but you just couldn't help them. And helping them know they had a friend during it, yeah, that was amazing, but in the long run, they're still gone. And I've lost 3 friends like that. 3. So, it's pretty brutal. I won't lie. So, I'm going to end this video here because I have to go cry. Just kidding, I'm not going to cry, but this is pretty bad for me. That feeling it makes my gut feel like it's all like, just like crunched up and just like, I hate it. I gotta go drink some water too, because my throat's really dry, as you can probably tell from me coughing so much and losing my voice a bit. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video here. It's a very long video, I'm sorry. I wanted to vlog about some stuff, but yeah. Oh, the vent turned on. Oh, thank God. Oh, actually, I gotta go check something. Hold on. Stay with me. Does that mean it's at 69? Damn it, it's 68. Okay. The thermostat, it's locked up because I can't access it. Only the landlady has a key. But the other day it was at 69 when the vent turned on. And after a few seconds it went down to 68. It was like, dang it. So yeah. Because the vents here turn on hot air, but basically with the airflow and everything, and I don't know exactly how it works, but with everything that works, apparently it brings down the temperature for a few minutes, and then it goes back up to 69. Oh man. I thought it went back up to 69, damn it. Oh, but it starts at 69 before the vents kick on, and then it goes down to 68 and then back up to 69. Well, there's my little washer thingy, whatever it's called. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. I was just hoping to show you guys that this was at 69, the best number. Also, I always used to say, hey, what's better than 69? 96. Because in that way, there's nothing sexual about it. They're just laying next to each other. Oh, God, it's so stupid. My friend used to hate the number 69, and he used to say that. He'd be like, hey, what's better than 69? And I go, what? He's like, any number, but specifically if you're talking about the 69 joke, 96, because in that way they're not actually like 69ing, they're kind of just laying back to back. I'm like, fuck you. He goes, no. Anyways, bye everyone. Boop. I'm gonna go for a jog after right now. If it's still dribbling, wait. If it's still dripping out there, I'm gonna be like, oh no. Oh, it's picked up a bit. It's picked up a bit. There's actually like puddles now that are actually like getting raindrops on them. I can see them from out here. There's a light shining in a puddle, and it's actually like the water like ripples are actually messing up the light. Like you can't see the light as well. And earlier it was just like light, just like a light drizzle. And now it's a little bit heavier, and you can actually tell because the puddles are being actually hit by the raindrops so heavily that they're actually making like the whole thing like a blurry pattern. So yeah, it's raining a bit. So I'll probably not go for a jog anyways. I would go for a jog, honestly. I need my music in, and if my headphones can fit through here, they go through my pocket. But there's no way for me to secure my phone unless it's in my pants pocket. My pants pocket is not waterproof. So, nope. Anyways, bye everyone.